Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. We bring in so many exciting guests. There's so many great things going on in Fresno and Madera and the whole valley that people don't even know about. One of my favorite groups to tell people about is CASA, Court-Appointed Special Advocates.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know about this.
Yes, a lot of people still don't know that CASA is in Fresno in Madera counties, and what we do, a lot of people confuse us with like a home, but it's not that.
Because CASA means house in Spanish.
In Spanish, yes.
But court-appointed, that means there's two with the courts, and special advocate, you're advocating for somebody.
Yes, we're advocating for children in foster
in foster care.
Foster care.
Now, children from foster care need to go to court.
Yes.
And they don't have a parent holding their hand or lead them through or watch, or even an attorney, right?
Right. They do have an attorney, but a lot of our children, they need that extra support.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their attorney doesn't really sit with them, you know, when they're in court,
right,
or when they're in a special meetings, because we do attend a special team meetings for decision meetings.
And they could have a different attorney every time.
Yes, they can.
But you guys appoint somebody to be with that child.
A constant person.
So every
in
time
their
they're
lives.
there, up comes Carmina, for example,
Yes.
to be with them. They recognize you, and do they have a look of relief on their face sometimes?
Yes, they do. A lot of them, because our advocates volunteer. That's why it's called special advocates, because all their work is volunteer work, and we recruit volunteers that want to be there for a child, and they bond with the child. They go and take them out for outings. They're the ones that call them and check up on them during the week.
So
or
not
during
just
the
court,
month.
but
No.
it's court appointed, so
Yes.
it makes it very official.
Yes. Well, what the difference between that makes it from a regular, you could say, mentor to a court appointed, is that an advocate has legal rights. They could become ed rights holders. They could hold those rights.
Because with a juvenile, not just everybody could have access to their information. It's very private, right?
Definitely.
Now, how does somebody learn to be a special advocate?
Well, we train them. CASA trains them. We just need them to be, have the motivation to come and serve a child.
Now, would an advocate have just one child, or do they represent and help several?
No, every advocate gets assigned to just one child, one case, and that's what makes the difference. A lot of our social workers, they have many cases. Attorneys have many cases, but in our case, they only serve one child.
One child for one advocate.
Yes.
Now, what kind of things, you don't have to disclose anything, of course, but why would a kid be in court?
They get removed for many different reasons, but most of the reasons are for neglect, abuse, and.
So they're removed from their parent or grandparent or whoever's taking care of them, put in the foster system, and then hopefully, I mean, you don't have enough special advocates, I would imagine, but hopefully they would get a special advocate appointed to them.
Yes, we do have a long waiting list, so that's why we promote. Yes, we do.
If you're out there and watching, and you can grasp what they do, which is a great, great, great thing. It's one of my favorite things that people do. I learned about it almost 30 years ago when I was on the city council here in Fresno. Because I didn't know. They come, hey, we're with CASA. I go, oh, another group coming to talk to me.
Right.
They quickly became my favorite thing.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
But if you're out there and you have time and you want to get involved, and you can help them volunteer, you could be appointed to a child that's been put in the foster system, and just kind of follow them through, kind of mentor them, kind of help them, make sure they have shoes even or something like that?
Yeah, so CASA does provide a lot of things for them, not just the mentoring part, that support system that they need. A lot of our kids have a lot of behavioral help because of their trauma, and just having someone there, who doesn't need someone just to hear them, right? And that's what our advocates are meant to do.
And a familiar face.
And a familiar face, constant familiar face that could go with them to court, that could take them out for an outing, that could, do those visits that they just need.
Every time I talk to somebody from CASA, I learn something new. I did not realize it's just one advocate for one, what do you call them, kids, patients,
I
clients?
call them kiddos.
Kiddles?
For one kiddo.
Now,
grandchild.
you're here. Came to say something. I'm killing you with questions because I have a lot of questions. And I want our viewers to know what you guys do because it's fantastic what you do. But you have some other things come up. Can we bring up, just because we have the slide up, is that the slide of the Home of Hope?
Yes. So
let's put that up for the...
So as I was saying, CASA does a lot of things for our kiddos. And one of them is supporting them. Like, for instance, sometimes our kiddos, they want to join a special extracurriculum activity, right? And the department sometimes can have the funding to buy maybe the equipment or pay for what they want to do. Like, for instance, cheerleading, right? It's expensive, right? And so CASA does provide funding for that. So to provide that service, to be able for our children to participate in that. So the
advocate would come to you and say, the kiddo that I'm looking after needs this, and sometimes maybe the advocate could pay if they have it, but they come and say, hey, we need some help.
Yes, and CASA provides it. And one of the things that we've seen a lot is, especially of our kiddo, is in our group home, because not all the time they're in a home. They're usually in a group home. If they get moved from group home to group home, sometimes they don't get to take all their stuff, right? Especially when they have to be moved right away. So CASA also provides, gift cards for their hygiene, for clothes, for things like that. So a lot of that funding comes from these events.
From those events. Go back to that first slide there, Nikki. The first one we looked at, Home of Hope, for example. That one right there. Go ahead and click go. Now that's done, I think, by Granville and someone else. They build a whole house, and they choose a couple of agencies,
right.
And CASA is one of them this time.
Yes. CASA is one of the nonprofit agencies that is selected, and you get to buy a ticket, and you get to help a child, and maybe you get to win a house.
And the tickets are, do you know how much?
They're $100.
Right. And they sell them for months or a year or something?
We sell them for months. We need to be able to sell them before September, because the drawing is September 18th.
So many people who with a little money like to do it. It's like going to Las Vegas. You bet $100. You can afford it, so why not? It's a great cause. And maybe you could win a house or something like that.
Right, and you help a child. A lot of we get back for every ticket you sell, we get that profit back.
That comes back to you. So CASA wants to sell. You guys, buy your tickets through CASA. Just stick to that first slide there, Nikki. That's the one we're talking about, the very first one that we're going to. So here's the poster. This is Home of Hope. Granville Homes builds his house each year. If you're going to do that, a lot of people do it every year. This time, look for somebody with CASA to buy your ticket. It's a $100 ticket.
Yes, they could call my number. They could call the CASA office. It's here downtown. If they go to our website at casafresno.org, and they could just buy it from there.
Buy it from there. Oh, you can go right there.
Yes.
Casafresno.org,
yes.
And you can buy your ticket right online.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave.
No.
But a lot of people don't like to buy online and do stuff like that. So call Carmina Ramos direct, and your number is there. Tell them the number since I can't see
it's
that.
It's 559-385-6524. And I'm bilingual, so I speak Spanish also. We do have the flyer English and Spanish. If you have any doubts of what it takes to buy that ticket or what is it about, and there's more gift than just the house. So you have the drawing also provides.
Oh, there's other prizes.
Other prizes, yes. But if we're trying to sell as many as possible. Like I said, all that money that goes in to buy that ticket comes back to CASA, and this is how you can support a child.
Good for you. Now, what's this slide up here now? This is about the craft beat.
Yeah, so we have a big event.
I'm going to do this, by the way.
Yes.
I love a craft beat.
Oh, well, I'm glad. I love craft beat too.
Yeah.
So this is one of the biggest events that CASA has, and it's going to be in September 9th, and tickets are for sale. The tickets are starting out there. We had to raise the price because everything went up.
Everything went up, yeah.
We wish that the prices were not that high, but remember, all the money that you with the tickets or anything that you buy in the live auction or a silent auction goes back to our children to provide more service to our children of foster care system.
How much is a craft beat?
It's $175 a ticket.
Okay, now I got to buy the Home of Hope 100. Now $175 per craft. It's worth it, you guys. Craft beats are so fun, aren't they?
Yes, and you get a great meal, a great event, live music.
What I like, people always ask me to write a check for their thing, but if I could go to a craft beat and feel like I'm involved a little bit with the people, I like that.
Yes, you do. And then you have to think about our kiddos. Most of our kids that we serve, they are the most vulnerable and most needed. Many of them, you know, they've been in our foster care system almost all their lives, and some of them are going to be there mostly until they age out. And we want to provide the best service and be able to let them enjoy new experiences as much as possible.
When do they age out now?
21.
Yeah, when I was...
Well, they could go into what is called AB 12, which at 18 they could still be considered transitional youth, and age out at the age of 21.
Yeah. When I was in the legislature, I helped with that, get that to 21.
Oh,
and I didn't believe in all that. I'm like a conservative, grouchy old guy, and these people came to me and explained it to me, and they go, you know, when they hit 18, they're out the door. They're on their own. I said, I couldn't have lived when I was 18, just pushed out the door. So I helped get that passed. I'm very proud of that.
I'm proud of you doing that.
I mean, I didn't do it. I was one of like 80 members of the...
But just having somebody that knows, you know, that the need, because our you know, our age group, even though it's 21, they're not... A lot of times their trauma does not allow them to grow at that age still. So, you know, even though they're 21, they're still, you know, acting like they're 17.
Go to the third, or the middle picture there. What is the one in blue? Is that the Spanish one? There's one more there we haven't talked about, Nikki. To your left.
I think it's the
To
Home of
your
Hope.
left. Go two to the left. There you go. What is this one?
It's also the Home of Hope. It's
That's
the
Home of
English.
Hope.
It's the English.
The English.
Flyer.
It's in English and Spanish. So
yes.
Home of Hope. Now, Home of Hope, we have until when to buy the ticket?
We're trying to wrap up everything. The Home of Hope it's going to be the 18th, so the week before that.
18th of what month?
Of September.
September 18th. And the crab feed is?
The 9th of September.
The 9th. So maybe we could buy, that might be your last chance to buy a ticket.
Yes,
for
the
Home
9th.
of Hope at the crab feed. So.
Yes.
Where will the crab feed be held?
We usually held it at the Garza's residence, Mike Garza.
Oh, at his house.
Yes.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
that's nice.
So you get to see. It's a beautiful venue.
Now there'll be crab. What else will there be?
There'll be a live auction. There'll be a silent auction. You know, there'll be different representatives of our community being there. It's a very great way to socialize with many people.
You know what people say, and one of the reasons we have Central Valley Talk is we got tired of people saying there's nothing to do in Fresno. And here's a beautiful, fun event. It'll be in somebody's backyard.
Yes.
And it'll be a nice evening. We promise no rain, right?
No rain.
It'll be great weather, crab feed, and it'll be a party. And your money goes to something so good.
Yes.
So the last thing I have to ask you about, we know we got a crab feed's the 9th.
Yes.
And we have until what day to buy the Home of Hope ticket?
The 9th. Crab feed.
Okay. And then third big question that we want to make sure our people know about is if they feel moved to be a court-appointed special advocate. Anybody could do it, right?
Yes, as long as you're age 21, and we do background checks. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're age 21 and want to pass, you pass your background check.
I think I'm more like a grandma or someone my age. I'm just wrapping up and I'm not going to work anymore. I've got all kinds of free time on my hands. I want to help somebody. But you don't have to be old like me. You could be younger.
No, anyone that wants to come and help. Our children do not see culture, ethnicity, or anything. They just want somebody that could let them know I care.
The other thing I learned, I always thought the court-appointed self-advocate only accompanied the kiddo to court, but they do a lot, almost like a big brother kind of thing or something.
Yes, kind of like a big brother, big sister, but with the legal rights of being able to read their case, be there in court, be there at meetings with them as a support system.
Would they help at the school? Could they talk to the principal and teachers?
They could talk to anybody that is involved in the case. That's why they're court appointed.
Court gives them that permission?
Yes.
Wow. Is there anything else you want our viewers to know?
No, just, come out and join us for crab feed. And if you don't have time that day, buy a ticket for Home of Hope or come and join us and be part of CASA by becoming a special advocate.
Very good. Our guest is Carmina Ramos. The website is, tell us the website because I can't see that far.
The website is casafresno.org. Or you could contact me at 559-385-6524.
Thank you so much, Carmina Ramos. And we'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
Thank you.